Hello and welcome. My name is Daffy Roth, and this is the Forever Winter for the PC. This is going to be the first of its kind for me, and that's going to be an early access, first impressions, not necessarily a review. There's been a lot of talk around this game, especially if you've been on the Discord and seen some of the reviews and some of the videos that pop about the state that the game is currently in, as well as some of the mechanics that are currently present in the game. So, let's do this. Let's go ahead and get in to the game here. Now, I do want to preface, I have about 20 hours into the game as of now. So, I've already gotten through, some of the early difficulties, but that being said, I want to first cover what this game I guess how I want to phrase this is, this game is in early access. So I want to define what early access is, because there seems to be a lot of differing ideas and views as to what early access means and what early access means. So I went ahead and I pulled up the actual Steam page for developers as to what early access is and what the rules and the groundwork are for early access games and to have your game in early access. So basically, I'm gonna put this up on the screen here. So what is early access? Steam Early Access enables you to sell your game on Steam while it is still being developed and provides context to customers that a product should be considered unfinished. Early access is a place where games that are in a playable alpha or beta state are worth the current value of the playable build and that you plan to continue to develop for release. Releasing a game in early access helps set context for prospective customers and provides them with information about your plans and goals before the final release. What early access is not. Early access is not a way to crowdfund development of your product. You should not use early access solely to fund development. If you're counting on selling a specific number of units to complete your game, then you need to think carefully about what it would mean for you or your team if you don't sell that many units. Are you willing to continue developing the game without any sales? Are you willing to seek other forms of investment? Early access is not a pre-purchase. Early access is not meant to be a form of pre-purchase, but a tool to get your game in the front of Steam users and gather feedback while finishing your game. Early access titles must deliver a playable game or usable software to the customer at the time of purchase, while pre-purchase games are delivered at a future date. Steam Early Access is not the same as Advanced Access. Advanced Access on Steam is commonly referred to as Early Access on other platforms. However, Steam Early Access is a completely different thing. Advanced Access is a pre-purchase incentive in which customers that pre-purchase a deluxe package or packages of your game are given access to the game earlier than customers that pre-purchase the standard most basic package. So really what I want to focus in on that is that this game is a playable alpha or beta build. I personally believe this game isn't a beta. I think that the groundwork has been laid, and we'll definitely play a few missions, and I will demonstrate that. Leading up to release, the developers did release a video on Steam, on their actual Steam page, talking about the state of the game in regards to compatibility and performance, and that they were looking at tuning that performance and everything as they go, because it was in a pretty rough state. Now, for me personally, I have a Ryzen 9 5990X at 4.5 gigahertz and a 4080 Super, and I can run this game on Ultra on the highest resolution, not 4K, but in 340, 3440 by 1440. And it runs smooth to me. I have had no crashes. The only time that I have had any issues is when the game updates. I don't know what's going on with that, but honestly, I found it easier when they do drop a patch or whatnot, which so far there have been 3 since this game came out last week. Just to uninstall and reinstall it the next day, because for whatever reason it just doesn't want to update, and I believe that's a known issue for other people. But so this game is definitely in an early state. The game is definitely, it's got some jank, and again we'll be going over that. But what this game has is atmosphere, and the maps that are currently playable, I think, set the tone for what this game is, which is essentially a post-apocalyptic survival PvE extraction shooter. One of the things that drew me to the game was the atmosphere, the world that they're setting up, and the fact that they're right now, from what I understand, there's no plans for PvP, but that's not to say that in the future that could be implemented. But to me, I'm not a fan of extraction shooters because I suck at PvP. So, which is going to take us to the point of contention that the most Steam stuff is going to go over, and that's the water mechanic. So the water mechanic is a real-time mechanic in that you have 1 barrel of water is 24 hours of time. This does tick down when you're not online. With the essentially, from what I understand, if it hits 0, you lose basically your enclave gets shut down, you lose your loot. However, you don't lose character progress. So that means the experience, and I would assume that goes to your weapon levels as well. You don't lose that, which is, but some people seem to be like, oh, well, we have jobs and so on and so forth, which, yeah, I get. But I'm at max water and I suck at these kind of games. It's really like, once you get past those first 2 missions, really, like once you get those drone parts, the water is incredibly easy to find. You get water from missions. So even if you play for 2 or 3 hours, you can get almost 2 weeks worth of water in like a couple runs. Especially if that's what you're picking up and going for. So I think, in my opinion, the idea that, the water is this end all be all, it's not. It's really not an issue. Not only that, but this isn't even the final form of water. They stated from the get-go that this is going to be something they're going to be changing and looking into changing and everything else. So, but as it stands right now, water's not an issue. Not only that, but loot and everything else is incredibly easy to come by at this point in the game. So even if I were to right now lose all my loot, it wouldn't be that big of a I can literally go out and probably get some of this. Not only that, but buy it from vendors and so on and so forth, because it's pretty easy to get. So anyways, that covers the water thing. It's a non-issue. It's not going to impact your play, in my opinion. If you play a game, like you're going to play it like any other game for like an hour or 2, you can easily get enough water to last you a little bit. That's not going to, hurt you. So this is your innards. Essentially, this is going to be where you come, where you start the game and where you have your missions out of. Right now, all the areas, like upgrading your guns and everything, all of that is going to be, you can just get that all through here, so you don't actually ever have to move to those places. But if you ever want to look around your enclave, you're more than welcome to. Right now, there's not a lot going on. There are upgrades that you can purchase. Pretty much the only ones that I purchased so far are the TV screens. But yeah, it's you would do it right here. You know, you can get more water if you need. You can get up to like 72 days, I think. So again, water is not that big of a deal. Now there is supposed to be a crafting terminal. I don't know if I from last time I heard that it is kind of broken. I haven't personally gotten to the point where I can afford it credits wise. So, but like I said, I have bought the TV screens, bought the speakers. You can buy a dog house for the dog, you know, and a shrine and some other stuff. So, you know, it's kind of pointless right now, but it's there if you just want to spend some money on stuff. The let's see, let's just go into so like I did say, this is a PvE, so there are vendors you can buy, you know, what's wrong? Let's see, like you can buy recruits that you can take into combat. I haven't messed with them yet, so I've just been pretty much playing solo. Right now you can also bring in up to 3 other players with you to fill out a team. Again, I believe that is currently bugged, but I do know people can get together, so I think people have figured out that you can work around. So once you get past your first initial quest, each quest will unlock different a different vendor. So you have your 2 main factions, Europa and Eurasia, and then Euruskan is allied with Eurasia, but they kind of give quests for both. And then you have the scavs, which is essentially what you are. So once you get past that initial few quests, then you unlock all the quests, or unlock all the quest givers. What you can do is start, you know, you can see where it says, like, you know, this is worth, you know, summon the pain part 2, you know, 50,000 credits, 2,000 XP, 2 days of water. So you can have up to 3 quests at one time. So, you know, if you plan out your quest, say if you want to do some runs in the Scrapyard Nexus is the smallest map, but it's also, in my opinion, one of the tougher ones because there's enemies everywhere. But if you wanted to, all right, so let's do this. Like, this is, you know, 25,000 credits for ski cargo. There are often explosive stockpiled in key defense positions. I know it's tempting to destroy these to distract or defeat combatants out there, but if you bring me 2 explosives, I reward you handsomely. So we'll go ahead and take that quest. The one I currently have here is Terror on Display. It's a corpse tank. I've only come across it once, but it wasn't destroyed, and I didn't really have a weapon to take out. Let's see what else we got here. Trying to find one where... I find one that may... Everything's in Scrapyard Nexus, though. Well, we'll do this. So essentially, this is, I used to work in Ashton Mesa. I lost my partner when we had to evacuate. If you get a chance, and if you find it, I'd love to have a picture of them to remember them by. I know I left one around there somewhere. So we have to bring a picture back. So what we'll do is we'll head into the Ashen Mesa. So here's the map, or here's the area if you want to like join games already in progress. Each map can hold up to 4 people. So the maps that are currently available are Scorched Enclave, the Elephant Mausoleum, which I do believe one of the entry points is bugged, which is the pipes. I personally have not had that issue, but it is there. The Mech Trenches is currently a work in progress map. Scrapyard Nexus, and then the Ashen Mesa. So we're going to go ahead and go in the Ashen Mesa. We'll go ahead and deploy into the desolate streets. And actually, let's start in city roads. There's not much difference. Actually, I do need to take back, man. So each of the characters right now, we have Old Man. They each have their own set of, things. Like, for instance, the Old Man is survivalist. He's focused on medical supplies and basic weapon usage of average health and speed. He's initially trained in rifles, shotguns, and heavy rifles and pistols. Now you can spend XP to level up skills. I personally haven't really got into that yet, simply because I'm still trying to figure out how rigs work, but I've kind of had the idea that it's probably better to not waste your XP, just unlock your prestige classes, and then once you get up to the higher prestige, because with these prestige you get more HP and so on and so forth. So your Old Man is just going to be your well-rounded character. Scab Girl, she's fast. She draws less aggro, and she can see things farther, but she dies pretty quickly though. Masked Man, he sacrifices enough for weapon skills, can see extraction locations. I don't really know the difference between the Old Man and Masked Man, to be honest, but Shaman, he's supposed to be a mixture of speed, carry capacity, and weapon skills. Has the same thing as loot icons, average health and speed, initially trained in rifles, shotguns, pistols, and some machine guns. Then Bagman's pretty much your heavy guy. So we're actually gonna go with him because he can carry the bigger rigs. Now the thing I do want to mention is when it does come to the rigs, I haven't quite figured out, because they are the primary kind of, this is much similar to Death Stranding, what you're going to be carrying around with you. So we're going to go ahead with the equipment runner. We can't pick up weapons with this, but it does allow us to pick up 3 large items. So for instance, an explosive is going to be 1 large item slot, so we can only carry 3, and then same thing with water and other things like that. So for our weapons, but you can customize these, but I haven't really delved into that portion yet. I've just been kind of going out and messing with the weapons and so forth. So when it comes to weapons, the more you use a weapon, you get kills with it, the more it levels up, which unlocks other equipment that you can add on to it, like scopes, silencers, and so on and so forth, and make some weapons though don't really have, like, I haven't found anything for the anti-tank or anything like that yet. So, but he's a heavy guy, so we're gonna go ahead and bring in the saw, and then we'll mess around we'll take the shotgun. Now, an unpopular opinion that I currently hold is the weapons do like a base damage. Like, for instance, the saw does 150 damage. I would like to see something more along the lines of, like, rather than the weapons doing the damage, you have the different bullets, and you could chamber things for more rounds and have more of like a rounds per second, and then have DPS attached to that. Because right now I'm going to go for the bigger number, right? Like, yeah, sure, these two do more damage, but I'm just trying to level this up a little bit to get the different pieces. Shotguns right now are pretty much king, in my opinion. They pretty much just, especially with the auto shotguns, they cut through pretty much everything. So definitely helpful to get stuff. So this is pretty much my standard loadout. If I go with the, bring some, health, some, enough ammo to change out one clip, and then, once you're ready to go, send it in.
If we get home without you, I'll tell your friends.
So one of my complaints with the game is that stuff just spawns in. For instance, like those just spawned in like literally right behind me. And it didn't give me the one that I needed. Great. So the enemies will randomly, obviously you have two major factions fighting it out over these areas, and they're going to be constantly fighting. The AI is pretty much rudimentary right now. They have a path that they'll just sit there and kind of walk back and forth on. I would like to see in the future them kind of work on getting that to, be a little bit more dynamic, I guess. And then you got your big ass mechs, and yes, you can go out there, and there's also tanks, and you can see that tank flying, so that happens a lot too. Now there is a system called the Hunter Killers. So we did find the memento, where prior to the last patch, if you pick that up, Hunter Killers were immediately deployed, and it's rough because those things will like hunt you down for days, and they'll shoot you across the map, which is not fun. Just like any extraction shooter, when you're going to loot, you do have to wait for that. Now you can hit loot all, and then it just sits as a question mark in your inventory. That's what you want to do. And so, like I said, with water's easy. Like there's two waters here. Pretty sure it's probably going to be another water. Now, I should have had... I don't know why it didn't give me the saw that I have normally equipped. Which is to state that I had it silenced, and those guys just spawned in, just like right there. So that's kind of the jankiness and annoyingness that is incredibly annoying. Also, everything is really intent on killing you for whatever reason, which is, I guess, fine. but you have Eurasia troops and then your European troops just like chilling right here, both trying to kill me, which they should be fighting each other. So something that I have noticed when it comes to weapon XP, you only get the XP for your weapon if you actually... Oh look, we have explosives, so there we go.
Life's little joy.
Only if you extract, otherwise you don't get the XP for the weapons, which I suppose makes sense. I guess we'll just take this other explosive here.
That will save the day, that's for sure.
All right, so on the top here where you see the your compass, those little squares there, those are your extraction points. So there's one all the way across the map. We're not going to go to that one. We're going to go to the one that's across the highway. That's going to be closer. Sometimes it's going to be a timed one where basically you can hit that, you wait a minute, and then you can extract. But stuff does like to spawn in around there to prevent you from doing so. We're gonna try and make it across this battlefield here. Alright, we'll wait for this combat patrol to do its thing, and then we'll... across... So I can't pick up broken weapons because I don't have a gun runner's rig right now. Which basically weapons right now you can pick up and sell. That's pretty much all they're good for. Now you can find disabled weapons and bring them back. Then you can use those. There is actually another way right now too, where if you pick up destroyed weapons, then you go back, you know, don't unequip them, but keep them on your rig. And then go back into a map and extract, you could use them at that point. I think it's technically an exploit, but... This guy's not gonna move. Save this thing out. It runs. Yeah, or not. And then extraction is simple. Just hit E and you're out.
It might be over.
All right. So for a game for not being that guy, we 26 Eurasian kills, 3 Euruskan kills. I guess they were all Eurasians. Thought we were killing some Europans, but as you see, we got the experience, got 6,471 experience on the extraction, and then our weaponite, XP there. Our loot, we got the 3 explosives, and our quest stats, we completed those 2. So. But see, for me, it runs smooth. Like I said, I know a lot of people are having performance issues, and that is something that the devs are working on. And like I said, we've had 3 big patches in the week since it's released. And to me, it did address one of the big things, which were the hunter killers. When you like I said, when you picked up certain things, it was like they were instantly on you. And I feel like now it's a lot more forgivable. So right now we'll just move everything to stash. Go ahead and turn these 2 in. So that's 2 days of water there. And 2 days of water there. So that was 4 days of water. And then if you would have picked up those other 2 barrels that were there, you would have been looking at 6 days worth of water there in just a couple minutes, however long that run was, like 15 minutes, if even that. So like I said, water is not an issue. All right, so let's see what else we got here. We'll do another mission here. Let's see what else we got. Thing is an ash. All right. Why don't we do this? We'll do Pyro. He's one of the named guys, a masked fighter, feared by many in our ranks. Find nothing in this character, so yada yada yada. So he's you get an RPK weapon, 5,000 XP. You don't get water for this, but you don't have to extract for it either. But he's in these 2 are usually on the same map. I'm not sure what the market is. Oh, they're giving me really crap missions today. Maybe we can find this somewhere. All right. We need to find Euruskans. Usually they hang around on this map. So we're gonna, first of all, I need to get a different weapon like that. Should have been this. And then the 4 Pyro, we're gonna need the big ass gun. So let's do. So there. Yeah, that should be good. All right. Oh wait, wrong one. We want to go to Torched Enclave, and we'll choose Cemetery. So this is a good map to kind of show you what I mean by enemies just spawning in, because this is probably where I see it the most. And especially where you can really get a good idea of like the pathing for the AI in some of its jank. So this is generally going to be some of the first, like the first map that most people are going to, you know, really go on. So a lot of times when you play this map, you'll see a bunch of cyborgs just spawn in right here. It looks like they didn't this time around, so that's good. So Pyro's usually in a couple locations. He's usually in the middle, towards over there somewhere, or over here. He's equipped with a grenade launcher, and he can one-shot you.
Take your hits. You gotta move.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, those guys just spawned in there, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Shit.
Take your hits.
Well, there we go. Okay, so now we get to go over death mechanics. So one of the things I do like about this game is that there is basically a chance to go and get your stuff that you can go pick up. But we're going to do something real quick here. We're going to take... All right. I haven't messed with a grenade launcher, so let's go ahead and take it. And then we'll go ahead and take the M4A1 is the gun that I use the most. The Scar is garbage for a 50 cal. Let's get shit in here. Shoot back. That gives us a couple magazines. So what is cool about this? So you don't get everything back, like your health and ammo and stuff, but what you do get back are your weapons and your attachments and rig upgrade parts if you bought them, which I haven't bought any. So now I have not used a grenade launcher, but I know people swear by that thing. If we come across pyro, it would definitely be useful. So, but our goal, I guess, right now is just to go get our stuff and get out.
You know the drill. Stick together and stay alive.
So you can see on the compass there. Now, one thing that I have seen, I don't know if it's going to be something that sticks around, but so long as you pick your stuff up and you die again, it would just keep adding to your tombstone stuff. So essentially, as long as you're able to retrieve it, you technically won't lose it. Now, if I were to die before I pick it up, then I lose it. But in this case, we're gonna go ahead and grab it here. All right, just gonna go. And there's pyro. Oh, that was an instant kill. And somehow. Okay, can't say that. I took the anti-tank rifle in, and it took him like a clip and a half to take him down. So I need your Euruskan plans. I don't know if infantry would have them, but I mean, I guess what we could do is we can wait for... What? There, the Euruskan went down. So
Nice
large
little
lock
joy.
boxes are pretty much
Even in a
only good
shithole
for
like this.
selling right now.
Is never enough.
It's not draw the attention of the mech. So the other thing that I find annoying is that the extractions will often be crowded. Oh look, that just hunted that tank. Yeah. Completely normal day in Scorched Enclave. That's toothy. So you can't kill these guys? Try to swing around here. Okay, just like that, we're out.
We get to see another day.
I got 0 XP for the grenade launcher. Funny. But as you can see, we got our saw and the 36M, as well as the components to the rig that we lost. So not bad. So there's a little bit of forgiveness there, which is definitely nice. So yeah, like I just wanted to kind of give a view that like this game is definitely in a playable state. It's rather simple right now as far as what it is, but it's fun. I only showed 2 of the maps, but like Elephant Mausoleum is probably like my favorite map. That place is insane. It's probably that, to me, it represents like the best atmosphere that this game has to offer. Mech Trenches isn't bad either, but definitely Elephant Mausoleum is where it's at, because you got just trenches like everywhere and things are constantly fighting, and it really have some oh shit moments when you're in the trenches and all of a sudden there's an enemy like right in front of you. So some of the spawning in of the enemies just randomly on top of you can be kind of annoying. It's not nearly as bad as it was. They definitely fixed that. I haven't had the hunter killers after me for picking up a random photo, and they changed some of the ways that it does, some of the triggers for them. So yeah, but like I said, the biggest thing that people complain about is the water, and it's like I said, it's a non-issue. I have 55 days worth of water plus 7 in extra. Like I said, just by picking up quests, you have more than enough time to, for it to not to be an issue. So if you play a game like any normal person would, it's not going to be an issue. But like I said, that is subject to change. This game is very much in a beta aspect. and it's going to change daily. The devs have been constantly updating. They've been completely transparent so far, in my opinion. Is it worth the $20-something I spent? Yeah, I played this game for over 20 hours so far, and I've had a blast. It's frustrating at times when I just get consistently killed, but you know, that is the rub of the game, I suppose. But yeah, I would say that if the atmosphere and this kind of gameplay style, you know, brings you in, I would say check it out. You know, play it for 2 hours. You don't like it, put a refund in. But I'm excited personally to be part of the to see this game develop as it goes. It's nowhere near a finished state. I know the community wanted to have the game released early, and that's kind of where we're at right now. So, but I hope that this kind of shows you guys really what to expect. I would also say that, you're probably gonna need a little bit of beefier rig. I believe like the minimum is a 2080 Ti. I if I remember correctly on that. So, I would just make sure that your computer can run it. So, but yeah, I'll have the link to the Steam page down below. I recommend it. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm excited to see this game develop and to see where it's going to go, and to really get to the point where we're seeing full-on battles and not janky AI, and so on and so forth, but really see this game come into its own. It's going to be an amazing game. They have a vision. I love the art style. I love the lore. So that's really what it is for me. So, but yeah, that's all I got right now. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below if you've played it, and what your thoughts are on some of the stuff. So, and if I missed anything, you're more than welcome to put that in the comments down below. So, all right. I will see you all in the next video. Until then, friends, stay true to yourselves, follow your hearts, stay human, and I'll see you next episode. Until then, bye-bye.